What is going on, everybody? It is Luke Bella with the Sideline Scoop, and today I thought we'd talk about Allen Lazard. Allen Lazard, of course, got injured in Week 3 versus the New Orleans Saints when he put up just monster numbers in that game, like 140-something yards. But unfortunately, came out after the game that he hurt his core during that game. Ended up getting surgery on his core sometime that week, and then was put onto the IR after that Week 3 game. And at that point, people were talking about he would probably be out for somewhere between 4 to 8 weeks with that injury. And now it seems that he is making his way back to practice. As you can see here, this tweet from Tom Silverstein, as you see at the bottom there, he says, wide receiver Allen Lazard with the rehab group this week for the first time. So obviously it looks like he's making progress. The fact that he's out there with the rehab group, definitely, some positive news for Allen Lazard. Looks like he is, slowly progressing, slowly coming back and working through that injury. Of course, with the IR, the rules this year, you're able to return after 3 weeks of being on the IR, so technically he could return at any time, but it seems like he still needs some time to heal, some time to get that core back to how it was before it was injured. And so some people are talking about, maybe he could return in Week 8 or 9. Week 8, they're playing the Vikings. It sort of seems like that's a little bit out of reach, maybe a little bit less likely of a chance he could come back in Week 8 versus the Vikings. But it seems that in Week 9, it could be a game that he could come back for. It seems like he should be back by Week 9, I think. But, I'm not a doctor, so don't trust my word for it. But that's just what lots of, the chatter seems to be right now. And that Week 9 game is going to be versus the San Francisco 49ers. And so I think that could be a good game for him to come back, just because, we want to have Devontae Adams, we want to have Allen Lazard, we want to have everyone on that team. So when we face that 49ers team that beat us in the NFC Championship, we just sort of have everyone ready to go in that game. Because I think that is going to be a big key game for this Packers team, just because I think, losing to them in the NFC Championship last year, and just having that be the talk the entire offseason. And if the Packers come in and just get blown out like they did by the 49ers both times last year, I think that it's going to leave a bad taste in the Packers' mouth, and could really just just not be a good thing for the Packers to lose them once again. And so I think that with Lazard being healthy, hopefully by that game, it just could be a good thing for this entire Packers offense, of course. But even if Lazard isn't back at that point, this Packers offense still has so many different weapons, and I really don't think the Packers offense is the area, that we need to be worried about. Of course, we want to have Lazard back, and we need some receivers for Aaron Rodgers. Of course, one of the big things is we just have to protect Aaron Rodgers. We're not going to be facing that Bucs defense we saw last week every single week, and so we just got to protect Rodgers. And I think that, if we can protect him, no matter what guys are out there, he's going to find some guys to get the ball to. But hopefully Lazard will be back, by Week 8 or Week 9 of the season. And really, up to this point in the season, Lazard has really just been so good through those first 3 games. I sort of predicted this year that it would be a breakout year, just because, last year he comes in from the Jaguars practice squad, comes in, Week 6 last year, 2019, and just starts to build trust with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers just really started to trust him, especially on third down. Last year, on third down to Allen Lazard, Rodgers was 11 for 16 with 140 yards and a touchdown. And this year, he started to show the same thing. You just sort of look at the efficiency through the first 2 weeks of the season. Allen Lazard was the second most efficient wide receiver in the NFL through the first 2 weeks of the season, which just meant basically that anytime Aaron Rodgers targeted him, Lazard was coming down with the ball. And, it's definitely good to have a guy like that on the Packers offense who Aaron Rodgers just, has a ton of trust with him. And then, of course, he put up that monster game against the Saints, just, out of his mind, 6 receptions, 140 yards, and a touchdown. So, honestly, Lazard is showing that he is one of the best, receivers on this Packers team for sure. There's some questions coming in this year. Devin Funchess, of course, was on this team. Of course, he opts out, and when he opted out, obviously, I think it became evident that Allen Lazard would be the number 2 guy on this team, and he's shown through the first 3 games that, he is that guy, so I can't wait for him to come back. I love Allen Lazard. I still have my Allen Lazard card right here. I showed you guys this earlier in the season, but this rookie, or this whatever this card is, college card with autograph. But I think he's going to be back soon, and I'm excited to see him when he does come back on this Packers offense. But that's all I wanted to break down today. Just give a little bit of an update on Allen Lazard, cover sort of, the fact that he was back at practice, at least with the rehab group. Wanted to talk about that, because I know some people have been wondering, when's Lazard coming back? So that is the answer for you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys have yet to subscribe to the channel, make sure you subscribe down below. But that is going to be all for today's video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.